Hello. Hi, guys. Sorry, I do not look like I was planning on going live tonight. That is not true. I feel better because I took what's its face? Nurofen, which is like ibuprofen basically. And I'm feeling slightly better, but I wouldn't say that I'm feeling much better. So, uh, I'm A-okay. How is everybody doing? Hi, Michael. Hi, Angel. Hi, K-Bell. Hi, Niels. Hi, John. Hi, Odin. Hi, Grant. Yes, you did make it. Hi, Taz. Hi, John. Who did I miss? Oh, hi, Gorilla Joe. Doing okay. Hi, K-Food. Hi, Nick. Doing great, thanks. Hi, John. Oh my gosh. Hi, Darza. Hi, Vasilka. Hi, Glacian. Hi, Dan. Hello, hello. Dan R. Hello. Oh, Kareen. Hi. Hi, Chris. Hi, Kristen. Um, hi. What time is it here? It's 11:20 p.m. I've been doing lives like in the evening here, so it's daytime for you guys because time difference is much different. It's 7 hours. You sound betterish. Well, I mean, Nurofen, hi, Chad. Freezing here in Iowa. Hope all is well. Well, it is freezing here too. So it is like actually so cold and it's snowing. And Lviv has this like tendency where it's kind of like New York in that way, where the snow just melts immediately after it falls. So it's like this gross slush. Hi, Tara. So 23, 21. Yeah, so it's the same time here. Melnice, it's the same time in Ukraine as it is in Latvia. The snow should bring up the temperature though. Yeah, I mean like it's not nearly as cold as it was a couple of days ago, but it's still like unpleasant. And winter and like the wind is kind of, you know, kind of like it's just not great. I went to dinner with my dad tonight. I really like, thank you, Tara. Thank you so much. I, at some point, just really wanted like a big baked potato with sour cream, and no one knows where one can acquire that at a restaurant. So we went to this, it's called Bad Boy, and it's technically like a very fancy liquor store, but at the top of it, they have this like cool restaurant and they have some seafood and this salad that has tiny little baked potatoes. And so we went there and I was super excited. Thank you, Chad. I was super excited for that. The potatoes were great. And I had some tea, and I wanted to get a tumbler, like a not a tumbler, like yeah, like a tumbler, like a coffee tumbler. You know, one of those things that keeps it cold and keeps it hot, depending on whether you put cold or hot stuff in it. And my dad was like, "You don't need this. Let's just go." And he like kind of kind of forced me out of there. And I was like, "What the fuck? I just want a coffee tumbler because I don't have one, and that's all I use for my coffee in the US." Um, but yeah, and I'm currently in search of a desk lamp, a desk chair, and a desk because those are things that I don't have and really need because I spend most of my time in front of a computer, and there are no like standalone like lamps. There is just like overhead lighting here, which actually I want to point this out. One of the things that Europeans find very wildly odd about the US and Canada is that you guys don't have overhead lighting in like rental units or pretty much anywhere. Like, unless you built a house and you decided to put these things in there, you don't have those. Like in every apartment, in every house, everywhere, in every room, there is like an overhead lamp that's a ceiling lamp. Like every room has it, whether it be a bathroom, whether it be a kitchen, whether it be a hallway. Like there are overhead lights everywhere, and they are nowhere in the US. Nowhere. And I find it so strange. Hi, Vlad, дякую. Oh, Diane. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Mark. So yeah, so you mean a flask? No, not a flask. I mean a tumbler, like a literal, like a coffee tumbler, you know? Um, and I found one for like 14, 15 hryvnias, which is decent. Lamps are stupid. No, they're not. And my dad was just like, nope, we gotta go. And I'm like, okay, sure, thanks. That's so lovely of you. But yeah. And yeah, yesterday I went to this drawing experience. So for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you probably saw it. But so I actually really love painting. Like I love painting. I love like artistic expression of any kind, but I don't do it nearly as often as like I should. I painted the triptych of like of these huge paintings in my living room. And I like textures. Like I don't like painting with color. I like textures. And so yesterday my friends convinced me to go with them to this like paint what you feel thing. And I went, hi Christina, and I went despite the fact that like I was barely moving yesterday because my stomach hurt like so bad. But I went and they had actually all of my favorite mediums. Like they had acrylic paint and they had plaster. So I did this like plastered painting and then I just like splattered some black on it. And when I was mixing the black to make it more liquid, I used this kind of like, you know how they, you use these like little wooden type of like spoolies for coffee sometimes. So that wooden spoolie was covered in black, and to me, hi Paul, it looked a lot like a match. So I sort of like plopped it right onto the painting and painted some red over it, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. And so I left it that way. And yeah, and it was really cool. So now I kind of want to, you know, paint more. And I have some ideas too for texturized paintings like that, just for myself, because I forgot how much I enjoy that type of experience. Oh, Liv, sorry. Let me just sit like this because it might be easier for me because I still do have like, you know, my stomach doesn't feel super great, but it feels much better. So I'm just gonna sit like this with my, you know, with my feet stretched. Then what else? Yeah, I didn't do a live yesterday because two of my friends came over after the painting thing and they were drinking wine. I don't really drink. And we were talking about my friend's, you know, situation with her boyfriend who had now ended up at a brigade, in a brigade. Cindy, what are you doing, Bubs? Why is it that you want my attention every time that I go live? Like you could not give it less when I'm not live. Like you don't care about literally anything. And then the second that I go live, you're like, hello, please pet me. But so yeah, so that was a whole thing. Listen, that was a whole thing. And I'm just like trying to ignore her because maybe if I ignore her, she's not gonna, you know, she's just gonna wait. If you ignore it, it goes away. But yeah, so yeah, that's why I didn't go live yesterday. It was, any updates about the friend you've been sorting brigade stuff out? So no, well, yes and no. I think, so he's okay. I mean, he is in a brigade. It's not a great brigade, but it is what it is. And for now, we're letting it be. It's like, you know, it's Saturday, Sunday, so no one's working. So the military commissariats are not working either. So they're not going to sort him into like his position. It might be so that he gets a rare position, which is like a position in the rare, which is good. So we're just going to wait and see, basically. So for now, that's what it is. I heard lobby, first time I tried Monobank. Yeah, I'll check in a second. I mean, so on Monobank, it's sorry. So K-Bella says, just checking you received my donation. First time I tried Monobank. So on Monobank, I'm gonna check right now, but it updates the amount in real time in the jar. So let me see. It doesn't tell me names of people. That's the thing. But if you tell me it did go up like recently quite a bit. So I would assume that it was your donation. Oh, okay. Was it yesterday? And the name starts with K as well, so I am assuming it must be you. Okay. So yes, then I did receive it. Yes, it's there. I don't usually, on Monobank the amount goes up, so I just add the amount in. But yes, we are at, let me tell you, we are at I just updated it. I just updated it. Sorry. We are at $3,805 for the fundraiser for Third Separate Assault Brigade for 6 DJI Mavic 3 Pro drones. Hi, Darlene. And if you would like to support this initiative, we're almost 2 drones in, and you can donate in my link in bio on TikTok, or you can just, if you already know my PayPal or Venmo, you can just send it there and write that it's for drones, and I will forward it into the sum total. And if you are on YouTube and you would like to donate, then it's right here. Grumpy had just posted it, and I will pin the message. Every donation that comes during the live is announced. If you don't want me to announce if you're okay with me, hi Kurt, announcing your name, let me know, because I normally just announce the amount without. I don't know. Some people don't want their names to be announced, so I don't know. Hi Scooter. So yeah, yeah. I mean, overall, it's just been a bit of a. Who talks about Ukrainian artists? That's cool. That's really cool. Send me their. So Mark on YouTube says, I've been following someone on Twitter who talks about Ukrainian artists. Heroyam Slava. So that's really cool. Send me their @ I would really like to. I love that. A long time no see. Hi Kiberpan. There is a new dramatic turn in Ukrainian civil society. We're choosing someone to go to Eurovision. If you don't know what Eurovision is, it's like an all Europe song competition. It's really like popular, and it really launches like a lot of local artists' careers, because they get exposed not only in their countries but in Europe as a whole. And the contestants this year that seem to be like the most popular are Jerry Hale and Alona together, and they wrote this song. And the song is like called Mother Teresa and Virgin Mary, but it was in Ukrainian, and so they literally. The problem here is that instead of like translating this song like normal people, they translated it at Diva Maria and Mama Teresa. And it's Mama Teresa, so they don't necessarily, they didn't translate it to English, because it'd be Virgin Mary or Mother Mary, and like Mother Teresa, not Mama Teresa and Diva Maria. And then, so I personally have quite a few issues with the translation of that song, because it's like all divas were born as a human beings. So not as human beings, but as a human beings. So there is just like a lot of really botched translation with that song. And there is quite a heated debate, or quite a heated sort of like, not quite a heated displeasement, quite heated discourse. Sorry. Wow. I'm in Ukraine for like 2 weeks and I'm forgetting English. There's quite heated discourse around that song, but And yeah, the translation of that song seems like it was done kind of like last minute, and it's really displeasure. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, it seems like it wasn't, I think they could have done better. Like it seems very last minute and it doesn't seem like they put a lot of effort into it, which I don't like. The song itself is really good, but I just really don't like, I don't appreciate that the translation is so botched because it just makes no sense. And especially since this is going to be going in front of international audiences, putting out a song that obviously has lots of grammar mistakes is kind of like, eh. Hi, Devin. You should try some of the GSAFU morning update translations. Okay, they do it through Google Translate, so I'm not surprised. I know they're awful. They're not trying to put them out in English. They're just trying to put them out. But when you are a singer and you have all the budget to do that, it's a little different. Is the song itself in Ukrainian or English? So it's originally in Ukrainian, but in order for you to be partaking in Eurovision, you're supposed to translate your song at least partially into English. So the translation into English is horrendous. Why don't they just sing the Ukrainian version like with Stefania? I think Stefania was literally. Stefania was an exception because normally you have to have it translated into English. And I'm pretty sure that the rap part of Stefania might have been, some parts of it might have been in English. Hi, Yvonne. So yeah. Google Translate is terrible. Oh, yes, they are. Sorry, it is. It's really freaking horrible. They call MLRS volcano fire jet systems. Oh my god, that's inventive, Grumpy. It's just so Russians don't know what happened. But it'll be performed in Ukrainian. There's plenty of Eurovision songs that aren't in English at all. Yeah, but isn't it like it's supposed to? No, but they're supposed to submit their song in English. And anyways, point is. So point is that if you are translating the song into English, then you should do a better job than that to translate it, because why translate it at all then? Like why do such a terrible job? I love Eurovision, which is kind of weird for a straight white middle-aged Australian male. I mean, listen, I think a lot of people like Eurovision. A lot of people love it, actually. Like, I think it's not that strange for a straight white middle-aged male. I think it is a little bit. I think it is a little bit strange for an Australian person, yeah. But because normally no one knows what Eurovision is over in Australia or anywhere other than Europe. But I think the straight white middle-aged male part is not strange. I think the Australian part here is the strange part. But also, when did you find out about Eurovision? Was it after? Was it like during Stefania and Ukraine Eurovision, or was it before that? It's very popular in Australia. Really, that's so interesting. I would never have guessed. Ah, thank you, Dartsa. It's actually from a Ukrainian brand. It's a sweater from Koosh. It's Coosh. Koosh. It's not like some super fancy brand or anything, but they have really nice stuff. It's a very soft sweater. Like I can tell that it's going to pile because it's kind of or like it's kind of to pile. It's kind of pilling here a little bit, but it is very soft, and I think it's a very cute sweater. Eurovision is really popular in Australia. That's wild. I would never have guessed. That's so interesting. Very, very interesting. Color me very surprised. No joke. Okay. Alrighty, are we ready to start the news? Because guys, I've been I haven't been on my best. Those wherever there is abrasion, washing inside out on cold helps. Well, yeah, but also when you're so it's not about washing. It's just more of like when you walk around, it starts pilling. Hi, Andreas. Mm. Aw, thank you. Okay. So, most of you have probably heard already that Ukraine and the UK signed security guarantees, and that's big. And Zelensky and Sunak explained what British agreement guarantees Ukraine. I have a sweater shaver. Mm. So yeah, I do have one. But I'm just saying, like, some people really, some sweaters start pilling earlier and some later. So I just wanted to let Darza know what to expect. Okay, Zelensky and Sunak explained. Zelensky and Sunak explained what the British. Oh, thank you, Jeff. What the British agreement guarantees Ukraine. The first thing, it formalizes the security agreements that are currently in effect. Secondly, it ensures that the support is long-term so that Russia understands that we remain standing with Ukraine, Sunak said. Thank you. The British Prime Minister also explained that there is a third component that prevents a new attack after the current war's end. If Russia attacks again, we will provide the support that Ukraine needs: modern weapons on the ground, at sea, in the sky, economic support, and sanctions that will hit Russia hard, he emphasized. Zelensky clarified that the agreement provides time for consultations with partners in the case of a recurrence of Russian aggression. We will be aware of the amount of assistance we will need in case of another Russian attack, he added. So this is actually very big because basically what Sunak is saying is like he's sort of providing its own Article 5 security guarantee to Ukraine from the UK. So when this war ends, if Russia attacks Ukraine again, then the UK is going to give Ukraine absolutely everything Ukraine needs, including economic support, including all the weapons, and Ukraine is going to calculate the amount of assistance up front that it would need if Russia attacks Ukraine again. So this is sort of like its own like its own type of Article 5, which is huge. That's a very security assurances that are vague are one thing, and that's the Budapest Memorandum, right? This is not a vague security assurance. It's like yes, you're right, Jeff. It's an insurance policy, and but what about now? Yeah, but this is not about now. Yeah, Ukraine is being supported now, not to the level to which we would hope we would be. But this is sort of sets the tone, because when Ukraine does win and when Russia backs off, the thing is, like, nothing prevents Russia from invading again, unless Ukraine is in NATO, and it doesn't look like Ukraine is going to be able to join NATO. But this shows that the UK is ready to stand with Ukraine, not only till victory, not till the end of this war, but in general. And that just solidifies UK as a Ukrainian ally. And UK has been really like one of the strongest allies of Ukraine in terms of, outside of the Baltics. The Baltics are phenomenal, and the Baltics support us so much. But the issue is, obviously, the Baltics are much smaller countries, and their economies are smaller, and their military potential is smaller. Why doesn't it look like Ukraine will be joining NATO? Because because realistically, NATO is not going to let us join until until quite a while in, because even though we are the only defensive war experienced combat effective army in NATO at this point, I would not be surprised if NATO would give us a ton of a huge roadmap before we could join. It's likely not going to be right after the war. It's going to take some time, and in between that time, the buffer it's very good to have UK's guarantees. Also, speaking of UK and guarantees and the abbreviation UK, I want to tell you something that really pisses me off in Ukraine. One sec, I need to grab some water. There's this one thing that really, really drives me absolutely nuts in Ukraine. It pisses me off so much. I can't even tell you. When I go on a Ukrainian website, and it tells me to choose a language, it has a Ukrainian flag and it says UK because Ukraine, even though Ukraine's international abbreviation is UA, then it says USA for English, and then it says something like sometimes it still has Russian and sometimes it doesn't. But it drives me nuts. If you own a brand in Ukraine and you put UK to abbreviate Ukraine, people who are going to be clicking on it, who are English speakers, are going to be incredibly confused because UK is the abbreviation for United Kingdom. UA is the abbreviation for Ukraine. And it's such a common thing on Ukrainian websites. Like when you try to switch between the region, they'll have Ukraine and then they'll have, Europe or the US or something like that to see the prices and the delivery and stuff. And it's so annoying. It is so gosh darn annoying. It's just super annoying. So please, if you are a Ukrainian and you own a fantastic Ukrainian brands, because the brands are usually so awesome, and you decided to create an English speaking website and you want to put a little switch between, Ukrainian language and English language, for the love of God, please stop abbreviating Ukraine as UK. It is not our abbreviation. Our international abbreviation is UA. UK is United Kingdom. It is not only just absolutely wrong, it's also incredibly confusing and just so annoying. Because I just get so confused. I think it's going to take me to a UK website, to buy in pounds sterlings and deliver to the UK. And it drives me crazy. Okay, 4 Ukrainian sailors are being held captive by the Yemeni Houthis, or Houthis. I think it's Houthis. Can you believe how warm it is out? It's not warm. It is literally super cold in Ukraine. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. President Zelensky said during a joint press conference with British Prime Minister Sunak, Ukraine will work on their return. Catherine, is it true that American frozen pizza is gross? After moving back to Ukraine part-time, I realized that most American food is incredibly gross. Super gross. Yes, American frozen pizza is pretty gross. Because when you defrost it and you put it in the thing, it just it's not great. It's not great. K-Ball, 27 Celsius today in Melbourne. Yeah, well, it's summer in Australia, isn't it? Is she in Ukraine? Yes, she is. She's in Ukraine. Thank you, Memba Squeezer. The United States imposed sanctions against entities that facilitate the transfer of North Korean missiles to the Russian army. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken. Hi, Albert. What city am I in? I'm in Lviv for now, because that's where my family is from. But I will be moving to Kyiv, and I will be going to Kharkiv for for combat medic training. Okay, so we will not hesitate to take further. We will not hesitate to take further action. DPRK's transfer of ballistic missiles to Russia supports Russia's war of aggression, increases the suffering of the Ukrainian people, and undermines the global non-proliferation regime, Blinken stated. 3 legal entities and 1 individual were subject to the sanctions. General Director of 224th Flight Unit State Airlines Vladimir Mikhaichik, Vladimirovka Advanced Weapons and Research Complex, Ashuluk Russian Armed Forces landfill, and 3 Il-76MD aircraft related to military transport aviation. So that's kind of like, well, the thing is, it's funny to me when someone like Anthony Blinken or Jake Sullivan says that we will not hesitate to take further action against DPRK. What action? What action have you taken so far? So far, you've shown North Korea that they can do whatever the F they want, and they're going to go unpunished. Arguably, so far, you have shown Russia that you're not going to take any really like strong action against their actions either. And so far, both of these countries feel like they're not going to be punished super hard for doing atrocious things that they have been doing. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to. So it's sort of like, it's really funny when Anthony Blinken says we are going to take further action, when so far they have taken inaction. So what further action? You haven't done absolutely anything to show North Korea that their support of Russia and them sending weapons to Russia is a mistake. Like literally not zilch. The US has done zilch. They had just let it go for North Korea. So I don't see what he's saying in terms of further action. So could you do some investigative reporting on bogus charities and how it affects Ukraine? Yes. I mean, we've done a little bit of that on our podcast. Yeah, we've done a little bit of that on our podcast, and I try to talk about it whenever I can on Twitter and on other social media. I know we need more, but I'm one person, and it's, when I would love to do all the investigative reporting that there is. But I can't, I can't do it all. Are we getting translation of the troll from the last live? I don't think so. I don't think so. The main Directorate of Intelligence of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine informed about what kind of weapons Putin receives from Kim Jong-un. That's awesome, Jeff. The supply of artillery shells, combat kits, shells for multiple launch rockets, rocket systems, mines, all of which have been confirmed. Regarding ballistics, we continue to collect data and conduct additional exploration to analyze the situation, stated Andriy Yusov, an intelligence representative. Earlier, Deputy Chief of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, Vadim Skibitsky. Earlier, Deputy Chief of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, Vadim Skibitsky, reported that there are 462,000 Russian soldiers and 35,000 Russian guards in Ukraine. Yusuf clarified that this number includes groups of the so-called Storm Z. Yes, a Cine sighting. Groups of the so-called Storm Z. So yeah, North Korea is sending Russia artillery shells, combat kits, Hayalosha, shells for multiple launch rocket systems, mines, and ballistics, likely. So there's data that's being collected, but it looks like ballistics as well. And, the U.S. hasn't done anything. The U.S. hasn't said anything. The U.S. hasn't been doing anything. And the U.S. has crazy MAGA Republicans that are super Russia-centric, Russophilic, and literally Russia-dependent in the government, and they are blocking a ton of reasonable decisions. And it's really sad to see, to be honest. Romania became the largest alternative route for Ukrainian grain exports in 2023. Contrary to popular belief, Moscow is not experiencing a strong army, but a weak economy, according to Kirill Budanov, the head of the main Directorate of Intelligence of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, in an interview with Le Monde. Key points. Since the summer of 2023, there has been an increase in the quantity of Russian-made ammunition, but there is a noticeable decline in their quality. Russian missiles exhibit several shortcomings, often missing their targets. Sanctions against Russia are having an impact, but they are deemed insufficient. Budanov emphasizes that restrictions need to extend to critical sectors of the economy, such as energy, financial systems, and on metals. Despite current sanctions, Russia's economy remains resilient. Well, yeah, because it's a large country and it's built on oligarchs and it's built on, selling gas and oil and diamonds. And India is still buying it. China is still buying it. Both Ukraine and Russia face challenges in conducting offensive operations due to the widespread use of UAVs and the density of minefields, unprecedented since World War II. Electronic warfare proves effective against drones, while addressing the mine issue requires specialized equipment. Additional projectiles and artillery systems, including outdated ones no longer in use, are deemed essential to bolster Ukraine's defense capabilities. Although there is a notable shortage of soldiers in Ukraine, it is considered significant but not alarming. Those abroad who believe they're tired of Ukraine may need to reconsider when Moscow turns its focus to their territories upon occupation. Hi, Smiley. Captured Russian soldiers reveal their mission is to wage war against NATO, with Ukraine being just the initial stage. Ukraine has control over the northern part of the Black Sea, including gas production platforms. Despite regular attacks from the Russian armed forces, sea export corridors are operational. Responding to Russian attacks, the Russians are compelled to relocate their fleet to the southeast and attempt to establish a naval base in Achemchir in occupied Abkhazia. And got their marching orders. An article dated 6 days ago said the border migrant have been declining. I don't know what you're trying to say. I don't believe Russia's economy is doing well. The IMF report is wrong, my opinion. Not sure why IMF helping Russia with good report. Well, I mean, Russia is not reporting things right, so it's really hard to tell what's right and what's wrong, right? Because it's hard to do this. It's hard to do these investigations without having access to the country and without having access to real numbers, and Russia never provides real numbers. Also, you guys, gentle reminder, we are still fundraising for drones for 3rd Separate Assault Brigade, and we are at $3,805. So that's almost 2 drones out of 6. And if you would like to donate to the fundraiser, you can do so through my link in bio on TikTok or through the pinned link up top here on YouTube. And any amount helps. $1, $2, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $50, however much you can. Actually, most of the fundraisers always get up to goal with multiple $5 and $10 and $15 donations. Not the, the goal is for 1,000 people to donate $5, not for 2 people to donate $2,000. So if you can, please consider donating to the fundraiser to get DJI Mavic 3 Pro drones for 3rd Separate Assault Brigade. The new head of French diplomacy, Stéphane Séjourné, I think is what it is going to Kyiv to demonstrate France's support for Ukraine in the fight against Russian aggression, Le Figaro says. Hi, Willie Fresh. See, it's very like the Willie Fresh thing trips me up every single time because I have an ex-boyfriend whose name is very similar to this. It's not Willie Fresh, but it starts with a W and his last name is with an F. And I haven't thought about this man in 6-7 years, maybe. A long time. But this trips me up because it's his last name and name are very similar to the words Willie Fresh. So, yeah. Is Razom a legit charity for Ukraine? Yes, it is, but I encourage people to donate to charities on the ground in Ukraine. I encourage people to donate to Back and Alive. I encourage people to donate to Ziga's Paw. There are quite a few charities that I really like linked in my link in bio as well, so you can check them out there. I will always say that it's better to donate to the charities on the ground. Russia is actively preparing to challenge the possible confiscation of $300 billion in frozen assets to help Ukraine, according to Bloomberg. According to the publication, such a step is considered unlikely in Moscow, but they're preparing to enter into agreements with international law firms that will represent the interests of the Russian Federation in the event of a trial. We also ordered expert opinions with an analysis of relevant legislation and precedents in other countries. According to the interlocutors of the publication, lawsuits will allow the Russian Federation to at least prevent the transfer of funds to Ukraine, even if it cannot regain control over them. I mean, of course, it's going to do that. It's also like the law firms that are agreeing to represent Russia, screw you. Screw you. I mean, it has to be law firms owned by Russians or with Russian influence, because that's just disgusting and disgraceful. Oh my gosh. Hi, Rick. How are you doing? Oh, also, we've got a donation. Look at that. Rick showed up and a donation showed up. So we are now at, let me get to my thing. I know what it is, but I want to write it down. So we are at $3,845. Yay! $3,845. That is $40 that we've raised today. And that is awesome. And hi, Ozzy and Rick. That's so nice that you got here. It's so good to see you. Ooh. Oh, wait. Oh, we got another. Okay. Wait 1 second. Yes, I did. I just saw. We also got another $20. So we are at $3,865 because Catherine over here has been donating almost every single live, which is super, super, super sweet. So Kat is a mod. She's on, on TikTok, but she might sometimes be on YouTube as well. So why don't we do a round of applause for Kat's dedication? And yes, I did get it, Catherine. Thank you. Well, actually, so please don't call her Catherine. She'll kill me and you. But hi, Luz. Привіт. Willy Fresh. I swear, Willy Fresh. You need to change your username. I mean, like, you don't need to, you don't have to. But this is gonna trip me up every single time. It's gonna trip me up every single time. And I'm just saying, yeah. Oh, wait. When it rains, it pours. We've got another one. So we are at $3,885, which is like a little over $1,000 away from having two whole drones. A whole of 2 drones. Can you speak Ukrainian? Yes, I can. As a born and raised Ukrainian citizen, it would be quite wild if I wasn't able to speak Ukrainian, don't you find? Wouldn't it be odd? Wouldn't it be odd? I think it would be very odd. Yes, I can speak Ukrainian. Also, you guys, for those of you who might not know who Rick is, which debatable, I mean, actually, very not likely, but Rick is a super sweet, awesome Ukrainian guy. 1 second. Then why is your accent American? I don't know. Ось так в мене акцент не американський. Ось так я вільно говорю українською мовою. I could also speak like this if it really makes you feel much more comfortable. I could do a cheeky little bit of an English accent. I could also do, like a very bad sort of Eastern European ambiguous accent if you'd like. I could also talk with an Italian a little bit, if that helps. If that helps, sorry, because H's are difficult. Do we have any more questions? I don't know, like you can't learn a language? That's not my problem. Can you do French Canadian? No, I can't. But someone just called me a Nazi that people are fumbled with. Oh my gosh. Honey, like really? Please just go. We don't like that here. Hi, Justin. Rick asked me a question. Where is Rick? Have you ever been to Namalaka in Kyiv? No. What is that? Namalaka? Namalaka. No, I haven't been. Glad I'm on YouTube. Hi, Brandy. Can you speak Ukrainian with a Californian accent? No, I cannot. But next time I see Rick, we will attempt to do that for you. And I know that Rick did not agree to that, but I am agreeing to that. And I will be teaching, hi, David. And I will be teaching Rick how to do that. That would be quite a challenge. I don't know. See, I think like Ukrainian with a Californian accent is just like a Russian learned Ukrainian in a way. I don't know. Because like people from Moscow kind of talk like this. Not in English. In English, they don't really talk. They just don't learn. Do a Scottish accent. I actually cannot do a Scottish accent. It's called Mila Jovovich. Also, David Blomqvist. Blomqvist is the last name of the journalist in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I've watched. So, fun fact, I read all the books, and then I watched the Swedish version of the movie, and I absolutely hated the American version. Really weird restaurant on Podil, but weird in a good way. Everything pink there, everything. Oh, that's cool. Well, are you trying to invite me to dinner, Rick? Because as luck would have it, I will be in Kyiv for one day. On Monday. And I should be available after 4 p.m. So if you would like to grab dinner, we could do that. Hi, Rick's wife. Nothing odd here, just dinner. It's Rick's birthday? Wait, when? What are some other books you recently read, recommend? Oh, so I started reading a book about Crimea, but it's in Ukrainian and it's not available in English. But if you go into my link in bio, into my beacons.ai/Yulia, there is an Amazon list of books that I recommend to read about Ukraine that are great. Oh my gosh, it was your birthday yesterday? Happy belated birthday. Well, now I also owe you a present. Now we have to meet for dinner because then I have to give you a gift. If I don't give you a gift, Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rick. Happy birthday to you. There is an invitation above. Okay, fine. Listen. Yes. See. Okay. Great. Let's go for dinner, and I bring you a gift. So is Crimea pronounced Krim? Yeah, but in Krim Tatarlar, it's Krim. So it's Kirim. And it's written this way. Well, technically, Rob can show you how it's written properly because I don't have the Turkic keyboard. But it's like the long I's. All right. Well, I really hope that happy birthday did not kill your ears. Uh, so I hope that was okay. Also, we just got another donation of $20. So we are now at It's Raining Drones. Hallelujah, it's raining drones. We are now at $3,905. That's awesome. My last 3 books were heavily political and social books. Next book will be a fun book. A fun book is a good idea. I don't know fun books though. I'm so bad at fun books. It's raining drones. Hallelujah, it's raining drones. Oh, thank you, Sam. Yeah, happy birthday was cute. Thank you. My dad once told me that I should be in a band for deaf and mute. For deaf, so they wouldn't hear, and for mute, so they could not complain. And yeah, what a lovely compliment from that man. Is Zaporizhia fully occupied? No, not at all. Never was. Fears did not come true. Slovakia will indeed continue its military support to Ukraine during FICO's premiership. Ukrainian ambassador Miroslav Kastran commented on Glovcom. Miroslav Kastran was the first ambassador whom the new head of the Slovak Foreign Ministry, Juraj Blanar, invited to a meeting. Ukraine assessed this as a positive signal. So yeah, see, sometimes like when a shitty prime minister takes post in a European country, it doesn't necessarily mean nearly as bad news as we expect because they don't have nearly as much power. Usually they're controlled by the rest of the government and there are checks and balances. So Slovakia is not going to seize its military support just because of FICO. The rest of the government disagrees with him, so that's fantastic. And yeah, that's pretty good. Polish Prime Minister Tusk said that on Monday, January 15th, he plans to meet with President Duda to, among other things, discuss his upcoming visit to Kyiv. Increased Russian missile attacks on Ukrainian airfields indicate that Moscow considers the appearance of F-16 fighter jets in Ukraine dangerous, said the head of Estonian intelligence, Ants Kiviselg. Well, so first of all, we have the AWACS or the EWACS. And I think that that's going to make Russian lives very, 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 very difficult and Russian airstrikes very difficult before the F-16s, even though, of course, please send us all the F-16s you can. Also, I had a dream the other night. So when I don't feel well, and in general, I have very vivid dreams. But when I don't feel well, I have even more vivid dreams and they're crazy. So I had this super vivid dream and it was about fighter jets. And in the dream, we received F-16s and I was just standing randomly in a field somewhere in the east. And there were fighter jets flying over my head. And it was a very realistic dream too. I was cold, I was experiencing severe cold and stuff. And my dreams are usually very, they're very vivid. They're very realistic. They're not dream world crazy. No, everything around you is really super real. So yeah. Rick, why are you up so late? I feel like for you, this is late. Oh, but it's a Saturday. So I'm a nocturnal creature. You're usually a good boy. You're a good boy. Increased Russian missile. Yeah, so we just talked about that. Sorry. Sometimes, so also a lot of heads of different ministries have arrived in Ukraine today. So I'm sensing some large packages of aid coming through because as we said, 1 second. You so rich and also refugee. How come? First of all, what tells you I'm rich? Second of all, I'm literally in fucking Ukraine. How am I a refugee? I am an American green card holder and I live in Ukraine. I moved back from the US where I lived for 12 years to fucking Ukraine. How am I a refugee? Am I a reverse refugee? I pay taxes. Okay, so you are in a very wrong spot, my dear. Yes, I did. Uh-huh. And you can go and you can also go look at my TikTok. And no, I think it's a lie. I think you're Moron. Moron. Anyways, so I'm an American refugee in Ukraine. Yes, you know, Ukraine has taken lots of American refugees this year. Just go on Tinder or Bumble in Kyiv and you will find out so many American refugees in Ukraine. But holy shit, how you so rich and a refugee? Yes, I am so rich. What made you think that? Is it because I have a recyclable bag that says bag BMW? It is not actually from a BMW salon. It has nothing to do with the BMW. It is just a BMW, a recyclable bag. It is actually an inside joke. In Ukraine, we used to have, you know, those like plastic bags, and they had like the BMW sign on them, and you would get them at every market. And it's so funny because it has nothing to do with the BMWs, right? And it's like the grossest, shittiest plastic bag, and it had like a BMW sign on it. Yeah. So this is an inside joke. It says plastic bag BMW. Well, technically it says bag. Well, like paquet. Paper bag. Epic bag, yes. So I'm sorry if that troll thought I was rich because I have a BMW bag. Well, honey, I have 5 of these. I'm a billionaire, practically. You know, if that indicates wealth, oh my God, I am so set for life. I have 5 of these and I know where to get more. Seriously. Is my inverted filter on? No, it isn't. What language was that? What do you mean? That was Ukrainian. Lack of ice inside apartment. Ah, yes, I forgot. In Russia, that in Russia, wealth is indicated by the fact that I don't have icicles in apartment. Yes, I'm so rich. So rich. Very beautiful rich decor. Beautiful rich decor. You can see a little more of the beautiful rich decor over here, you know. Oh, bag was mirrored. Oh, then maybe I do. What made me go here? I'm Ukrainian, born and raised. But yes, so actually, for those of you on YouTube, there is this. So I will show you some Halichina yogurt, also very rich. But this is a dishwasher that doesn't work because it is from like the 1980s or 90s or something. It is very old. And it doesn't work, and the owner of this apartment didn't know how to fix it. So I'm going to attempt to call a what are they called? To call a plumber and see if they can do something about it, or like a person, because I hate washing dishes. Repairman, yes, thank you. And I hope they do something about it, but I doubt it because this dishwasher is super, super, super old. But yes, I'm very rich with all these bougie modern technologies, you know. Yes, these bougie modern technology. These bougie modern technology. Anyways, I'm so rich and refugee. Love it. Very rich and refugee. Yes. He also didn't even say refugee, he said refuge. I'm rich and refuge, okay? I hope we're all clear here. Reach and refuge. Oh, hi, Giddy. Do you have a Ferrari in your garage? A Ferrari in my garage. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dishwasher called early. Reach refuge, yes. Reach refuge. But Ferrari, who do you think I am? This is so cheap. I have Bugatti. Ferrari. Excuse me. I have Bugatti. Ferrari. Mamma mia. Madonna mia. Ma scusi. Vaffanculo. Di che cazzo? Amore. Hey, my Cleveland Brownies are in the playoffs right now, but just wanted to stop and say, hey, hi, good to see you. Lamborghini. What time is it there? It's 12:20. Your initials are embroidered on the seats. That's like tacky. Again, di che cazzo. Okay. Wow. See, American rich kids are calling Ferraris Raris, and that is the most cringe thing I have ever heard. Okay, a Rari. All right, a Rari. So, okay, you know what? We're not going to go into this. This is not a live about that, but I just figured I would. Is my tap water Fiji water? Acqua panna. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, acqua panna. San Benedetto. If we're going on the theme of rich Italian things, Fiji water, acqua panna. Oh, and you know, in my home perfume things, I only have acqua di Parma, and that's that. You know, the scents, the little like home scents. I started calling them that, a Camaro, but I wanted to. When did they start calling them that? Like recently, a couple of years ago. I think it's because a song came out and they addressed it as Rari. Okay, so also, you guys, St. Petersburg is on fire. There is a massive fire at a warehouse in St. Petersburg, and it's 1 square kilometer long. And they can't, so first of all, the workers at this warehouse did not react, Heroim Slava, did not react to the fire alarm, and they did not run out in time, so they were kind of trapped there. Aw, sad. And then they started actually evacuating, but it was obviously much more difficult. There are lots of like injuries, and also they can't put the fire down. So the company that owns the warehouse is like looking into like trying to get helicopters and trying to get help. But the thing is, you know, in Russia, everything is at the front and for the front. Why did you write Ukrainian like that? How do you deal with the garbage in the media? I mean, my literal job is to disseminate Russian propaganda. So that's kind of how I deal with it, I guess. I have no other choice. Is the Beverly Hills of Russia? Well, St. Petersburg is kind of like I mean, it's one of the two cities that are, you know, that are modern, that are livable. But yes, they're having a very hard time putting the fire down. It's huge. It's like really, really bad. And we're gonna find out a little more about that tomorrow. Also, Lithuania. Russia also reported a large blackout on Rostov-on-Don, and also January 13th is the Day of the Defenders of Freedom in Lithuania, paying tribute to the unarmed citizens who stood against Soviet soldiers in Vilnius fighting for the country's independence from Soviet occupation. And here is
how to get rid of an empire. When Lithuania first declared independence from the USSR, the Kremlin was desperate to regain control. Economic sanctions failed, so Soviet troops went for key facilities in Vilnius, including a forceful takeover of the television center to control the media. Unarmed Lithuanians came out to defend the
I
parliament
like that,
and the
Wiley.
TV center. During the clashes, 14 civilians were killed and hundreds got injured. The Soviets eventually took the TV center, but then help came from a fellow Swedish channel that began rebroadcasting Lithuanian TV programs. That's how the whole world learned about the situation. The Kremlin's actions were condemned not only by Western countries, but also by USSR members, including Ukraine. However, the Soviet Union did not last long. The same year, it finally ceased to exist, and the rest of the republics declared independence. Many years later, the Kremlin is once again trying to encroach on the freedom of an independent state. This time, the defenders of freedom are armed, and they have support of free nations, like Lithuania, to defeat the empire.
Yeah, so this is about, I called it St. Petersburg in the last dub. Oh, well, see, here is the thing. As someone who has been living in the West for a very long time, I really do not like the use of the word Peter to describe anyone, because I think, I have lots of gay friends and I really don't like that. And I know it's not the same and blah blah, but I just think, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan. That's my moment of like lecturing people. Not a fan. Robbie over here, by the way, my business partner, is gay. So just so you know. Anyways, you guys, it's 12:26 where I'm at, and we are done with the news for today. I will be on tomorrow because, well, I need to get on the train to Kyiv at some point at night tomorrow because I have a work thing. So I shall see you guys. No, Rob, hey is not written with G. It's written with H. The letter you can't pronounce. Okay. How long am I there? Literally one day. I'm there just for a work thing, and my dogs are going to be watched by my friend for a day, and I'm going to come back immediately. So yes, but I shall see you tomorrow. I'll probably do a live earlier, especially since it's a Sunday. People are not at work because I'm going to be on the train at night. So yeah, unless my stomachache gets worse, and then I'm going to have to reschedule the work thing for later because, yeah. All right. Oh, hi, Amphibious. Did you just get here? Oh, also, you guys, we are at $3,905 as a summary of today's live. And that is fan-freaking-tastic. Let me just check. Maybe we got something else while I was distracted. Nope, nothing. Okay, $3,905. Woohoo! All right. If anybody wants to donate, you can still donate through the links. One is in link in bio. One is right here. Ozzy just posted it. Every bit helps. And I shall see you very soon. And I will post it on Twitter. Oh, Radio. Hi. Oh my gosh, Radio. Hi and bye. Sorry. Good to see you. All right. See you tomorrow. Talk soon. Bye, guys. Thank you, Bob. Oh, okay. Bye. Good night.